If you're like me and you also can't stop watching this Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, well, this next list will hold you off until court resumes. That's right, here are the top 10 dark celebrity court cases that you might not know about. Kicking off the list at number 10, Kelly Clarkson. Yes, I remember the first time I saw Kelly Clarkson. It was actually the first time the world had seen her as well. It was back in 2002, American Idol. Yeah, our family watched every single season. And spoiler alert, Miss Clarkson won that season of American Idol, and she quickly rose to fame. She won the show and actually soared as an upcoming artist. It doesn't always roll like that. But when you write Since You've Been Gone, yeah, good luck not getting a few Grammys. Yeah, try that out. Things were going swimmingly until 2013. What was supposed to be the best day of Clarkson's life ended up kicking off a whole show. Her marriage to Brandon Blackstock. See, Clarkson at one point was too happy. She was telling media he's ruining her creativity because it's going that well. Spoke a little too soon. The parents of two filed for divorce in 2020 after almost 7 years of marriage, and apparently quarantine just did not help anybody or anything. And Brandon's father, Narvel Blackstock, certainly didn't help the situation, that's for sure. He sued Clarkson for $1.4 million in September 2020, saying the client owes them unpaid commissions. Yeah, you thought one greedy Blackstock was bad? Well, like father, like son, apparently. Clarkson countersued the company and it got even messier. Now she has to pay like $115,000 a month in spousal support until January 2024, as well as $45,000 a month in child support for their two kids. Now luckily Clarkson was awarded primary custody, so that's one thing. But until this upcoming June, Blackstock is sitting at their Montana ranch mansion just paying $12,000 a month in rent. Yeah, what a mess. He's just hanging out while she's dealing with all this. Now Since You've Been Gone is gonna be stuck in my head all day. Great, as it should for you. Hit that thumbs up for Kelly Clarkson, you know? Number 9, Macaulay Culkin. A childhood OG, let's talk about this one. Back when Macaulay was only a teen, so I guess a great deal of time into his career, really, his parents split up, which on one hand sucks. Being a child star ought to be hard enough. Now your parents are splitting up. I can't imagine this stress at a young age. Now unfortunately, this left Macaulay in the middle of a custody battle to determine who would be in control of his, multi-million-dollar fortune. Of course, no one wants to be in the middle of that, so basically he figured the best thing to do here would be to legally remove both of them from his trust fund, right? Yeah, that's a pretty sweet move. We can add air horns for that one, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, are you Catherine O'Hara? Are you the late John Hurd? Well, guess you're not getting paid, mom and dad. Sorry. That's Macaulay's bag. Get lost. He ended up finding an executor to look after his finances, and I quote, just in case anyone wanted to stick their effing pinky in the pie. Yeah, Kevin McAllister grew up. There we go. Of course, people had opinions on this entire thing, and Macaulay himself wanted to clear up any rumors. Here's another quote. It's always misconstrued that I emancipated myself from my parents. I just thought I was doing it cleanly, taking my father's name off, taking my mom's name off, so my opinion is unbiased. And when I did that, the whole thing kinda ended a lot faster. What else is he to do, honestly? Just throw money at both parties until they stop fighting and yelling at each other? No, I'm Team Macaulay. Get out of here. This guy's home alone. They left him alone. It's his money. Number 8, Alec Baldwin. I'll start by saying I'm not talking about that incident. Not even close. I'm going back to 2013 when Alec Baldwin himself testified in court. He spoke out against an accused stalker who claimed to have had an affair with Alec. Now the accused, her name was Genevieve Saborin, who was arrested in 2012 and charged with 23 counts of harassment and 1 count of said stalking. While on the stand, not only did Alec deny these affair allegations, of course, but he also teared up when discussing how terrified and threatened he and his wife felt when the accused showed up at their Hamptons home. And in the end, Genevieve was found guilty and ended up being sentenced to 6 months in jail. That is so scary. Number 7, Will Smith. After the Oscars, we all sort of looked at each other for a week here at work, not really sure what to say. We're like, was that a bit? Was that real? What is Will Smith doing? It turns out that was very real, but this is not the first time Will Smith has had the spotlight for the wrong reasons. Back in 1989, Smith got in a heated debate with a record promoter. This man's name is William Hendricks. Apparently, Will told his then bodyguard to assault Hendricks, and in result, Hendricks ended up with a fracture in his orbital. Not fun, not a pleasant time. Smith spent 1 night in jail, and then the charges were dropped. Those charges being aggravated assault, reckless endangering of another person, and criminal conspiracy. Smith still says that he had no involvement in the whole affair. Yeah, a bit harder to believe now post-Oscars, but what can you do? Number 6, Mariah Carey. Mary Carey, not Mariah Carey, Mary Carey was an adult film star. And in 2006, Mariah Carey felt she had a bit of a similar name and vibe to her own name and vibe, right? rightfully so. She felt as though her similarity would ruin her image, and a judge also agreed with Mariah on this case. And then in 2017, the judge filed that Mariah Carey was no longer legally allowed to go by that name, and she has to now find another star to impersonate. I don't know how this works. This is a wild court case. I had to throw in a lighter, dare I say fun one, because we're getting pretty heavy with the McAllisters there for a bit, you know? Had to kind of reel it back. Number 5, FKA Twigs and Shia LaBeouf. Shia. Look, we all tried with Shia. He was on Hot Ones. He looked good. He was talking about the good he was doing for the community and stuff. He was cleaning up his act. As of 2020, I'm off board. I'm no longer Team Shia. Can't do it. In December 2020, the New York Times revealed that musician FKA Twigs had filed a lawsuit against her ex, Shia LaBeouf. The lawsuit listed several horrible things that she alleged that she endured over the course of their relationship, as well as the fears that they presented her with and the lasting distress that it all caused. Yeah, that's a lot of trauma. Shia LaBeouf, I couldn't even imagine. She describes the emotional, psychological, and physical pain that she went through, and her coming forward also led to Carolyn Foe, who had also previously dated Shia LaBeouf, and she also spoke out about similar experiences as well. Both Twigs and Carolyn have described having small disagreements that turn into these all-night fights, depriving them of sleep over and over again. They also mentioned these rules they felt like they were subjected to. It's just all bad. Number 4, Britney and Jamie Lynn Spears. Siblings gone wrong. This one is pretty bad. Kyle, if you're watching this, don't steal from me or talk about me, thank you. One of the biggest celebrity court cases in the last few years was, of course, Britney Spears and her fight to get out from her conservatorship. We were all rooting for her, obviously, our childhood, our literal queen. That was settled, but the drama lives on, my friends. In the last few years, Britney has been vocal of her feelings regarding sister Jamie Lynn and how she believes she's just trying to profit off of her fortune. Insert Home Alone. Yeah, weird. I remember seeing this and it rang familiar bells with our number 1 today. But we'll get to that later on. Now that Britney is free to be in charge of her own life, she has begun to threaten to sue Jamie Lynn if she continues to speak about her publicly. That is some Cersei Lannister moves right there. Like, yes, you got that power, now it's time to bite back. This is great. The system's broken, yell at it. This lawsuit is in the pipeline. Nothing's really happened yet, but Britney sadly is not out of the woods. That's just basically our main point here. That cease and desist letter was pretty tight. We all read that one and we're like, ooh, she's pissed. Britney is pissed. Let us not forget though, it's Britney. Number 3, Frank Ocean. Another OG, another broken family. The singer was sued back in 2017 by his estranged father, Calvin Cooksey, for $14.5 million. I said that like I was scared. $14.5 million. That's a lot of money. Calvin was accusing Frank of defamation after a Tumblr post that Frank had posted the year prior in 2016. Yeah, a Tumblr post kicked all this off. Can you imagine? In said post, Frank had told a story in which he claimed that his father had used a derogatory term in reference to a server. Calvin claimed that the story was fake and that it cost him, future financial opportunities, whatever, in the film and music industries. Sure, whatever. He went on to state that the defendant, the OG named Frank Ocean, is a scam artist, a fraud, and a hypocrite who deceived the LGBTQ community on June 21st, 2016 for the financial success of Blonde, which is an obvious acknowledgement to Frank Ocean's previous acclaimed album. When the case went to court later that year, a judge ruled that Calvin had failed to prove that Frank defamed him at all. Yeah. Go back. Just all these families want some of that pie that Macaulay Culkin's talking about, eh? That little pinky pie that he was yelling about. Get out of here. Number 2, Cardi B and Tasha K. Cardi B is one of my favorite rappers of all time. In case you didn't know that, now you do. I'm still waiting for Rhythm and Flow Season 2. That and like Avatar 2 are tied for me right now, and like the hype train. Last year, a federal jury awarded rapper Cardi B around $4 million in a lawsuit that she brought against a celebrity gossip blogger. Gossip bloggers, yep, that's it, time to pay up, let's go. Rings a familiar bell with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Gossip bloggers are saying wild things that cost people their future sometimes, yep. Weird how words work. Tasha K went the extra mile. She had posted these videos referencing Cardi B back in 2018. These are pretty heavy videos. These videos claim that Cardi B was previously a sex worker, that she had contracted sexually transmitted infections, and that she had used illicit substances. Yeah, just 3 insane things to say about somebody ever. Wild accusations. Cardi B, of course, sued the blogger in 2019 for posting over 20 videos that spread malicious rumors, according to the lawsuit. And in the end, the jury found the blogger, Tasha K, liable on 2 counts of slander and 1 count of libel and 1 count of invasion of privacy. All I ask now is, where were you when WAP came out? Yeah, that was a good time. Great album. We love Cardi. You go, queen. Yes. Also, Rhythm and Flow Season 2. You're busy, I get it, but anytime now. And finally, coming in number 1, Dane Cook. Yeah, you can't forget about the Dane train. This guy coined the term Karen back in 2005 in his album Retaliation. Never forget. Dane Cook was in a position where he had to take his own brother to court. Yeah, I'm very close with my brother. I couldn't imagine this happening to me. Dane's older brother Daryl was originally Dane's manager from the early 90s to 1998. What a dream, right? You hire your brother while you're riding this massive wave of success. You're killing it, you're doing these movies. Every comic's dream, really. Dane later found out that during this time, Daryl and his wife had stolen around $12 million from DC, of course, without his knowing. That's a huge amount of money, and it of course had Dane involving the authorities. It was a whole mess. All the while, he had to tour the world and do bits about the Kool-Aid Man, you know, pretending that all of this wasn't going on behind the scenes. And then his parents passed away shortly after at the same time. It's wild, man. Everyone talks about Dane Cook. I'm like, no, he's good. He's doing a lot. Compared to like Will Smith, I'm like, let's chill out on the hate for DC. In the end, Daryl pleaded guilty to larceny, embezzlement, and forgery, just to name a few slaps on the wrist there. Of course, in addition to being required to pay back the millions of dollars that they stole. Daryl also received a prison sentence of 6 years with 16 years in probation afterwards. And his wife, who was also in on it, received 3 years in prison and a 13-year probation. Yeah. Oh yeah! Those are the top 10 dark celebrity court cases that you may not know about. If you want more, yeah, there's about 700 more. These people are messed up. I've been your host, Taylor McWaters, and we'll see you next time on Most Amazing. Bye! Nah, I'm putting this back in, man. Who am I, Dax Shepard? Putting this back in. Not doing that. I'm not like Russell Brand. He likes to wear his like that. He likes to wear all this. You know who else does? Johnny Depp. Here we go. Untouched. Who just coughed? Oh, okay, okay, I thought someone coughed. I was like, did someone just cough like in the ceiling? We got a spy. Imagine that. He's like, it's always misconstrued that I was misconstrued. It's always misconstrued. I can't say misconstrued. It's itching me. Thought it was a spider. I was so scared there. I was like, oh no. It's not, we're good. Just my little curls. They filed that Mariah Carey was no longer, I'm mixing it up now, Mariah Carey. And in 2017, I'm standing like a superhero this whole time, you know? God forbid, I'm just gonna like fly off in the middle of a shot. All right, here we go. I'm so pale. Number 2, Cardi B and Tasha K. Sorry, I thought I had it. There's only like a little bit left, like one sip. I'm like, really? Ooh. That was it. I'm out of liquid. Here we go. On the road again. He's going solo. Just saliva today.